Are you ready to get the hydrofacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a hydrofacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrofacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
I can now understand why you all fell in love with acting. I can understand that, and playing someone that's not yourself, which I've never really done. I'm loving it because nothing I'm wearing is what I would wear normally, including the underwear. Yeah, just a bit of information.
Hi. Friday fun day. I just have to share a bit of trauma with you. I was going to a gala night. I got on the tube. I reached for my phone. It wasn't there. I'd left my phone. I didn't know how to be on the tube. I thought, well, what do I do? I looked around. Everyone else is on their phone. I read the adverts. That took about 5 minutes. I didn't know what to do. I was absolutely desperate because I couldn't message anyone. I thought, when I get there, how will I tell the person I'm meeting where I am? It was like going back in time. I was fully panicked, and I started doing my panto lines to see if I could remember any of them. I didn't know what else to do. Nobody talks. Everyone's on a phone. I was absolutely, it was the most bizarre thing because I don't know who I am without my phone. What's going on? Help me.
I know. We don't, do we?
It's terrible, isn't it?
You have got to get to life. You're a very sad old bird. You've got to get to life.
No, I didn't know what
But
to
the thing
think.
is, at least, Harry, at least at one point in our lives, we did have, we operated without phones. But nowadays, how kids can't do without their phones at all.
I know, but we're not kids, Dee. I'm a mature lady. I didn't know how to think. I didn't know how to think properly.
We
on
should
a
just
tube.
go back
Well,
in time.
Harriet, I could have actually told you that before you had your phone. You didn't ever know how to think.
I'm hearing a whining sound. I don't know if anyone else got that. I don't know.
Let me just tell you what happened to me last night.
Go
So
on.
I'm in bed, okay,
With
and
who?
go to sleep, and then in the middle of the night get up to go for a wee, okay, like we do.
Standard.
Got up, thought I'd gone blind, couldn't see, bumped into my bedroom door, got a big bruise here, bumped into my bedroom door, couldn't see, and I thought, oh my God, I've gone blind.
What have you done, Terry?
I had these on. What I've done is gone to my glasses on.
What have you
These
done?
are reading, so I can't see through them, only to read. So I got up, couldn't see anything, went straight into the door. It's only when it fell off. And I thought, oh God, it's a miracle I can see.
What has
It was
happened?
the most, even in the dead of night on my own, I felt really embarrassed.
Embarrassed
Well,
yourself.
in fact, not. So much so they're all
Do you know what I did once? I mean, it's similar but not the same. I was staying in a hotel and I wanted to get up in the middle of the night for a wee. So I got up, got out of bed, and I walked out of my room. And the door slammed behind me because I didn't know where I was. And I was standing in the corridor completely naked, thinking, what do I do now? So I was desperate for a wee. And I didn't, so I saw a plant pot on the floor. That's true. Did a wee in the plant pot, honestly, and then thought, I've got to get back into my room. So then I went into the lift and went down to reception, 100% on my children's lives, this is true. And the guy from reception saw me, ran up to me, took his jacket off and took me back up to my room. But obviously that might happen a lot, but what else would you do?
Oh my
Well,
God.
I can understand that.
Nothing you can do.
The
But
naked
darling,
lift work, I understand. What I don't understand, and no hotel will ever let you in that has a plant pot, because I think you've plant potted. I mean, I'm sorry.
But Harry, I would have weed myself.
No,
And the plant,
that
the end of the story is the plant died.
Yes.
The end of the story. Please bring in a guest. This is just so awful.
Yes, I'm sorry. We have our lovely friend who is joining us today, and we haven't seen her for a bit because she's been doing panto, and now she's doing a play, and it is the gorgeous, lovely Miss Debbie McGee.
Hello,
Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. It's so lovely to have you back. I've missed you. I was supposed to see you in Southampton, and I couldn't get there.
I know, well, COVID affected so many people, but luckily for the panto, we were, getting sort of 1,800 people a performance doing 2 shows a day.
Wow.
So we were really lucky,
Yeah.
We didn't stay.
Did you have a lot of people that were off, Debbie?
We had 5 dancers off, but it was never noticeable on stage. They brought in, backup stand-ins from London and different places.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
were sort of one of the lucky ones that all the principals stayed healthy until the very last week. Cinderella was positive. And they brought this amazing girl in from Cardiff. She arrived at 11 o'clock in the morning, went on for the matinee, absolutely word perfect.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
how amazing.
It is that mantra, isn't it? The show must go on.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
working
And
with
so-
Doc,
and
we
darling-
kept going the whole way
Yeah.
through, same thing. But it's
Yeah.
luck. Bring in somebody who can do that so brilliantly. It just shows the sort of craft that we have. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, been a thing online just lately, and they're making a very big thing about it of how we should really encourage covers and and that how brilliant they are, and that they're really recognised now that they can just jump in at the very last minute and do a show like you've just said. And there's a big thing online about it now, and how we all should encourage it and really respect what they do. And I
And
think it's fantastic.
The culture of musical theatre is that there
Yeah.
you have at least 2 covers, and they absolutely are booked to go on, because there's a month off during the year. If you're doing a year's contract, every single cover will go on. And so they
Yeah.
can bring people in to see them. It's part of their culture. It's not part of the acting culture. You'd rather go on stage in a stretcher than let your understudy on. And it's different.
True.
But nowadays, it's a different thing, and they've realised how important it is.
Important, yeah.
Yeah. And darling, I loved you in The House on Cold Hill.
Oh, thank you.
We are still frightened.
Oh,
We are very frightened. And your
Oh.
performance was so brilliant. And it was your first, well, I say real acting job. I mean, you've done wonderful stuff in panto, but this was like a gritty part for you, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, the weird thing is that I really thought I would never be able to act. Like, I've always admired all of you, but I'm so Debbie McGee that that to play somebody else, and also just to remember all those lines. In panto, if you forget your line, I always get a real giggle from the audience, and because I'm somebody that gets distracted, I will forget. And so I've sort of learned a lot about myself in that actually when you put your mind to it, and also acting in a story, which you all do all the time, is you're so involved in that story, and your lines relate to what's being said to you and what's going on in the scene, that I found that they stay with you. Where in panto, you get lots of bits that what you're saying doesn't relate to what somebody
Anything.
Darling, impossibly, where is your show? When can we get, because we haven't been able to see it yet.
No,
Where can we see
Dee
you?
and I went.
I know. Where can we see you, Debbie?
Right, it's at the Mill at Sonning, which is
Yeah.
near Reading in Berkshire, and
Yeah.
we're on until the 26th of March. And
Oh,
it's a dinner theatre, or if you come to a matinee, we have matinees at the weekends. You have lunch and watch the afternoon performance. So your ticket sounds quite a lot, but actually it includes a huge 2-course meal and things, and it's very much about the experience of going. I think the girls will agree with that came on today, Debbie and Dee. It's much more than your dinner and seeing the play. It's in this old mill. It's really beautiful.
It's beautiful.
In a little village, that's right on the river. So that's where you can see me.
And of course, Debbie, there is something very important that you need to tell everybody, that someone could be in the audience, couldn't they?
Oh yes, because a famous American actor lives very close by, and he's known to creep in at the back as the lights go down and watch with his beautiful wife, which if I say Noonie, it's close to the surname.
Yes. It's not George Clooney by any chance.
No, I don't think so.
Poor George.
Maybe it is.
But I think, yes,
The Miller's Comic has been a famous theatre for many years to deliver that amazing experience. That it's immersive, a fabulous food, and a wonderful show.
Yeah,
So,
and it's lovely that it's still run privately, and Sally Hughes, who runs it now, her parents ran it before her. So it's wonderful. It's got a very much family feel, there.
Do you want to do more theatre or telly or film? Has it spurred you on?
Yeah, well, I am loving the experience, I have to say. So I think I would like to do more acting, but I'm very aware of what my limitations would be. But like us all, we'll have a go at anything, won't we?
Absolutely. You never know. Anyway, you never know what you can do.
No, I am thinking now is, I know when you go for auditions and things, which I've never had to do that type of audition, learn pieces and whatever. So I thought I should actually, I'm going to get somebody to help me to learn a couple of pieces I can use just in case I get an audition.
But mostly, darling, we do self-tapes now. We don't even get to go to audition.
Oh, it's all self-tapes, is it? Right, okay.
It is now, yeah.
And I have to say, Debbie, I loved your character and all the wonderful clothes and fashions and the real sort of hippie thing. You must have really had fun getting into that character.
Oh yeah, I really, especially, I wear an auburn haired wig, which is a bob with a really thick fringe and everything, which I love, with thick, little plaited things and feathers.
And you look just like Bonnie Langford.
Yeah.
You did. When you came on
Very
stage,
like Bonnie. Yeah.
I thought, oh my God, it's Bonnie Langford.
Yeah.
And I think if people expect to see Debbie, they won't have your gorgeous blonde hair. They won't spot you immediately. They're looking for it. Because it took me a minute to realise it was you.
Yeah, other people have said that too. And going back to the costume, and I'm loving the boots. I wear these big, builder's boots, they look like. I don't know, I won't give the brand name away, I don't know if we're allowed to, but these floaty dresses, which I'm not a floaty dress type of girl, they don't really suit me. So I'm loving it because nothing I'm wearing is what I would wear normally, including the underwear. Yeah, just a bit of information.
And that's the wonderful thing about acting is once you get your wig and your costume, it gives you permission to be someone else. And for me, that's my performance, my wig and my costume. Forget everything else. It's just the makeup, the wig and the costume, done.
Yeah. And also, Harriet, that one of the things that's really hit me as a performer, and we've all done loads of different types of performing, so you will relate to it, is that all my life I've performed to an audience. Giving and eye contact and all of that, and then suddenly I'm in the middle of a story and the audience don't exist.
Yeah, the fourth wall is
the fourth wall,
just the story. Yeah. And as you say, telling the story, and that's why everyone gets the identification with different people, and it's easier to remember things because, as you say, we all forget things all the time, but it's kind of a story that leads on to, it makes sense to what you're going to say next.
But
so
I think what's lovely is I can now understand why you all fell in love with acting. I can understand that, and playing someone that's not yourself, which I've never really done. So it's good. It's another little
freedom.
And
the other thing is, Debbie, is also the camaraderie with a company, because you were just Paul and you, and now you have a whole company that you then become a family.
Yes.
And you go there every night, and you maybe twice a day sometimes. That's how, and it really is a great feeling, isn't it?
It really is. We've got, there's 8 of us in the company, and there's only 2 of us that are a little bit older, and the others are just wonderful. Every single one of them, they're just wonderful human beings, and I'm just loving, as you say, that whole family thing, and who's brought the sweets or the biscuits in that day. It's just been,
and
fantastic.
They seemed so lovely as well. We were fortunate enough to have a drink with you afterwards, and the director too was just such fun. You looked like you were having loads of fun.
We really have the whole way through. So it's been a very, very good experience for me. Yeah.
Well, here's to the next one then.
Yeah, we have to support the mill, don't we, Debbie? Really?
Yes. They do wonderful things.
Yeah, we've had Sally actually on the programme, Debbie.
Isn't
been on the programme.
She's quite a special person, isn't she? She
really is.
Naturally beautiful, that thick, gorgeous
head.
She's
lovely.
The personality, obviously she's got unbelievable strength in running a theatre on her own, because also all now the health and safety compliance, all the insurances they have to have, for terrorism, and if they're high risk, and because of famous people living in the area, it is. things we wouldn't even think about. It's not just about choosing the plays and choosing the menus and running your staff. It's so much more.
Yes, and the food was great as well.
Yeah,
and it was actually packed. I mean, there were so many people there, which was brilliant to see. You know, of all ages.
Yeah, we feel really lucky. Is that I think we've been about 3/4 full. We've been open a week.
Very good.
For every show, which is good. But we do get Mondays and Tuesdays off, so they pushed what would be the Tuesday audience, you know, into other days, and I think that's actually a better idea.
Yeah, much better.
Can I ask you? I have to ask you this about Strictly, Debbie. Could I ask you about Strictly? And I'm sure you watched it because it was extraordinary this year, wasn't it?
It was a good year, a very good year. I think it was a great balance of different types of people. And, you know, the fact that somebody who's deaf won is incredible and deserves to win. You know, and she's a lovely character and everything. But, you know, it was, I think it had something for everybody this year.
And the two boys were extraordinary, I thought.
I still can't believe that he had never danced before.
Me neither.
I still find it incredible. And a lovely partnership. And everyone was so talented. Not being controversial, but a lot of people I know who are older than me said, oh, I don't think I'll be watching, because they don't come from an era that accepts diversity as easily as we do. And also the business we're in, I think we've always just accepted everything. But I think what was really good is actually they didn't find it uncomfortable to watch, or it was two boys dancing together, you know, so it kind of, you know, took another step up that diversity ladder. It ticked lots of boxes, I think.
But and they mentioned you a lot. I don't know if you realise that. And then when Debbie McGee did that, and then Debbie McGee's legs, and then when Debbie
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't see the £50 notes that they had in their pockets at the time.
Well, so have you got something you'd like to do next, Debbie? Play-wise or television-wise, Downton Abbey, or, you know, what would you like to do?
Oh, do you know, I really am. I am a go-getter, but I really am a person that allows it to come to me.
Yeah.
Because every time I've thought, I really want to do that, and then you don't get it. We all know that. You get so dropped down.
Yeah.
So my whole life, for a very long time, and even when I was younger, though, I always feel if I don't get something, there's a reason, there's something better around the corner. And so now I've got a little bit older, I just think, you know, the universe will bring to me what's meant to be there at that time in my life, so I'll just wait for it. And that's how I kind of feel at the moment. And at Christmas, you know, I had the panto straight into the play, and then I was thinking, I've got nothing in the diary after that, you know, and I've got a new agent, so it's kind of a bit, you know, but, you know, already
exciting.
Yes, already things are coming in. And so, you know, nothing huge yet, but enough little jobs that I will be quite happy to do. And and I'm seeing a lot more of my mum, because she's getting older and needing a little bit more help. So, you know, so it's giving me the time to do that. So I just think, it just all feels, you know, it all feels right at the moment.
Good.
You deserve it, darling, because you are the most wonderful person, and I love you very much, and it's now on record.
Oh, you are, Debbie. You're brilliant.
No, my head's just grown. Anyway, you all look so glamorous and gorgeous. I struggled a bit this morning because I was at a party. I had a matinee, and then I went straight to a party last night for a friend's birthday. And you know, that felt so weird. Because it was
going to a party.
Yeah, it was in their home, and there weren't loads of, you know, there was few, but not loads. It wasn't a big party, but we all said it felt so strange to be a group of us in a house together. We'd all lateral flow tested, so we knew we were all negative, but we didn't wear masks, and you know, we were all sitting at two big tables for dinner, and then we got up and had a little dance as well in their hallway.
Oh, how lovely!
We haven't done this, you know, for 2 years. This is really odd. So
it's still very strange, isn't it? It's still very. We've got to get out in the world. And sometimes
Yeah.
you think, oh, I think I'll just go home now.
Yeah,
You know, I was at a restaurant the other night and there were 5 of us. And one of the guys that was there, he said, I'm really sorry. I feel very uncomfortable. And he left.
Yeah, I know loads of people.
And
that
we
was-
all
that
went,
was
no,
'cause you were
listen,
there, Sherry.
don't be sorry. I understand that. I understand
Yeah.
that, you know.
Well, I
Really
would feel
weird.
uncomfortable sitting on a table with you, Sherry. Did I say that?
So would I.
How rude.
Rude.
I've just realised I haven't switched my light on, so heaven knows what I look like.
You look great.
You look really lovely, actually.
Oh,
really
good.
lovely.
Thank you so much for being
So
with us.
lovely to see you, Debbie. And
Oh,
good
it's-
luck with the rest of the run.
Oh, you're so
Absolutely.
lovely, all of you. Thank you. It's lovely to see
Thank
you.
you, darling.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That's so wonderful. I think it's so amazing to sort of have that diversity to go from one genre to another. And now she's
Yeah.
acting. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
and
is
I should
very
go
good.
to the Millet Sonning every night just to see if George Clooney is there.
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna say,
you've been banned,
yes,
haven't you, darling?
please.
Yeah,
So
every
Debbie's been
night I
banned.
just sit outside the theatre.
That's
every
right.
Why not? Oh,
You
wow.
know, and Sonning is so beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. I mean,
Beautiful.
yes, I used
Lovely.
to go with my mum years ago with Wendy Craig. And
Aw.
Wendy
It's
was
got
there.
an amazing reputation, Sonning.
Yeah.
It really
it
has kept
has.
the standards so high.
Yes, they do.
Fantastic. Sally Hughes is just brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant.
she really is. We
Oh,
should
well,
actually
I'm off
maybe
anyway, 'cause
talk to
I'm
her
out
again.
on a date tonight, so I'll see you later, girls. Okay.
What? No, she tells us.
Bye.
She's
No,
going
she
on a date
tells
with
us.
her dog.
No,
See you
tell
next
us.
week. Bye.
Yes, bye, darling. She's going on a date with her dog, darling.
No.
She's on a date with her dog. Don't say anything.
Woof, woof.